What's up, dudes? Max here. As I mentioned in the previous video, yeah, Mortal Kombat 1 is now in a preview form that we get to play the game a little bit ahead of time, thanks to WB Games for providing the codes and early access for the review copies of the game. And a couple of things I wanted to go over is some of the stuff that I think a lot of us are wanting to see more about. Previous video, we talked about gear, customization, leveling up, currency, things like that. I want to talk about characters now, so let's get in and see what I think one of the most main characters in the game that we don't know about is Scorpion, and what he plays like. I'll show you some of the stuff I've found, and yeah, he's kind of an absolute damage monster with some pretty insane weaknesses, so let's take a look. So Scorpion fascinated me a lot just because we don't know much about him. Obviously, dude's gonna have like a spear, you know? Obviously, you're going to be able to combo off of the spear. That does indeed combo. And he also has an air spear, like a really big one, but it only seems to collide with people mid-air. We talked about this, or they talked about this a bit on the combat cast. So what's funny about Scorpion, and we're going to go over some of his specials and stuff like that, is the amount of strings he has, and it is shockingly little. He pretty much has a 1-2-2, right? He has a 2-1-3, and he has a stand 3-3-3. The other one he's got is his launcher, which is a forward 3-4. So let's look at this. So 1-2-2 is like high overhead. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. 2-1-2, or I think it's a 2-1-3, right? That is a proper ender. This one's good because stand 2 goes really friggin' far. Like, the range on this is actually quite nice. None of these at the end are cancelable in any way, unfortunately. So if you wanted to like finish these combos in some way, you have to just commit to this ender, and that's about it. But, you know, stand 3-3-3. It's about, you know, the usual. This is this old school reference of the classic games. This indeed is cancelable in a variety of ways between specials and assists and everything. Doink. So that's cool. His big one is his very safe launcher. I think this is only -6 or so according to the game. Granted, a lot of the frame data that's present right now in this version of MK1 is not accurate, I think. I think it says, oh, it says only -4. Which is even less. The funny thing is that you'll start to notice something. All of these are high starters, right? 1-2, forward 2-1, high to mid, 3-3-3. This is the only mid starter that Scorpion has. And granted, he has a mid starter, which is nice, but you know, his big launcher is essentially the one safe mid starter he's got, because this dude actually has no low starters. Back 3 is this big whipping sort of like normal, and you can't cancel out of it at all. There's no canceling. So this you just commit to picking people off from like a backwards distance, and you get a solid like 16%. So that's fine. But outside of that, this, you know, all of his other like low appropriate things are not really combo starters. So Scorpion does not have a low starter. This is where I think you're probably going to benefit from having a low assist of some kind. So you have cameos to fill in that weakness that the character has. Well, let's talk about everything else. I was hoping that EX Spear was going to do something crazy. It really doesn't seem to. It seems to have to do like a little bit more damage. The same thing applies with back forward 2. His little zip through, very fast move. This one I think has armor on wake up, so this is actually his proper armored wake up in this game. And then teleport is interesting because teleport leaves you in a relatively good like plus situation, obviously. And the EX one, zip, you're immediately over there. So this is the classics of Scorpion. You know, you teleport to the opposite side, you get an immediate action, and of course these can be done in mid-air. And here's the thing, yeah, this one doesn't actually work the same way. Instead, it keeps you airborne if you spend the meter. If you don't spend the meter, it's kind of hard to get a combo after that. It's a little, I think it's possible. Yeah, it's possible, but you know, it's a bit more sensitive in timing. And there's some funny stuff you can get with this. I've noticed you can do this. Not bad, not bad, you know, that's really not bad. Jumping 3. Down one. You know, meterless 300. Hey, it's okay. Outside of that, he has a couple of other specials. He's got down back 2. And this seems to be specifically a combo ender. Again, the frame data is a little weird in the game right now, so I don't know if this is actually safe on block. I don't think it is. But it has a decent amount of pushback on block, which is not bad. And yeah, again, the EX version just does a little bit more damage. The other one he's got is back forward 4. This is a low, and I think it's really unsafe. So this is like the only opportunity Scorpion has to sort of like mix you up from a normal string. You can go forward 1, 2, 2, right? Or just go forward 1, 2, and then maybe do the very slow low. And then the EX one does damage over time, but if you look at it, the damage over time is ridiculously paltry. It's like not that good. So I don't know much of why you'd want to use this. It does unblockable damage for sure, but at the same point, it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. His aerial spear stuff is kind of interesting. So this is back forward, and it's huge. So let's get people into a launcher. Let's do this. 1, 2, whip and zip, and then you kind of get them back down to the ground faster. So it's this feels like a combo ender in this situation. And you can do the big one, which is meant to push them a bit further. What can I even do from here? Probably jump 3, back forward 2. Yeah, that's gonna work. Bink, bink, bink. You know, so that's if you want to try to get the little bit further one, you can. In terms of normals, he's got some kind of interesting stuff. He has a back 3. I'm sorry, this is back 2. And this feels like a straight up like anti-air. Like a really good anti-air because... Aha! Right? So here's kind of the crazy stuff you can get in the air with him. Right, you have this like double launcher. I think this is jumping 1, 2. You get this thing, but you can also do teleport, and I don't think the teleport leads to much. The regular one, yeah, it's kind of a tough situation. But again, utilize all your meter. Let's give ourselves a whole bunch of meter here and see how kind of wild and crazy this gets. Do a launcher, jump 3 or something like that. Jump 3. Okay, right? You could just sort of repeat the same thing over and over again. You can do the same thing with oh god, I almost had it. There's quite a bit. I kind of love his air options, and I think there is some really cool stuff that people are going to find here, because even the basic things that I'm doing are kind of fun. You know, and you can even continue the air strings in that situation. The funny thing that we learned from the betas is that some of the best damage you're going to be getting in Mortal Kombat 1 is obviously from launcher. And his big launcher is obviously safe and it's good. It has a duckable second hit, so that's you know, a little risky. But check it out, if you land one of these hits, you just get the world, man. Yeah, that's not bad. 350 damage for just like meterless off of a launcher. But here's the crazy part, is that you get certain assists in this game that are wild good, like Serena. Her back assist, yes, that all comboed. So you know, I'm not even done yet. Sheesh, 442 damage. Granted, I used a lot of meter in that situation, which probably might not be the best situation, but if you get like a better starter, Jeez, man. Cranking 450 damage now. And again, I don't even think that's an effective use of meter in any way. It's just showing what's actually possible with Scorpion. Because, dude, the guy just absolutely shits out damage with an assist. You know, 437 damage, and that's meterless. Like, it's kind of crazy. I think Scorpion isn't going to be bad in this game. I think he's going to be quite good because ultimately converting off all of this stuff from full screen and then like getting, you know, combos after it is very possible. You know, and it's kind of sick. It all looks really cool. He's got a lot of really decent routes, and I really haven't even discovered or investigated the corner very much. But the crazy part about him is that he does not have many mid starters, and his one mid starter is right here. It makes me realize how good Sub-Zero's forward one sort of like mid starter was. And he has no low starters at all. So if you want to like actually be pesky with lows, this you can't use up close. It's really, really unsafe. You gotta have an assist that complements it. So again, it's a situation where you have a game that is definitely giving characters weaknesses, and you have to fill in those weaknesses and kind of like fill in the gaps, which is fun. And I think it's going to be a part of MK of all these different assist characters that is going to be enjoyable. Obviously, Serena is really good right now because of this. Like any hit confirm, you know, leads into, you know, crazy wild damage. And it's kind of nuts that you can convert like so many times over and over again. Again, I like Scorpion. We're gonna have to find the right assist for him though. And again, maybe a Frost or a Striker that has a low assist. That might be pretty good. But he feels like he's missing something that you got to fill in those gaps with an assist character of some kind, with a Kameo. So again, Scorpion's fun. And I do like the fact that he has some of the most crazy combo options in the game. He has a safe launcher. He's got some pretty good buttons, all things considered. It's just that you have to be very careful because of slow, shallow mids and no lows to really worry about. Anyway, that was a bit more of a look at Scorpion. If you guys liked it, let me know in the comments below. We got to talk about Smoke because Smoke is pretty crazy. I think he, of all the characters I've played so far, probably the most executionally heavy. And he is a mix-up god with some pretty good combo options, but they're a lot different than Smoke before. So we'll chat about that next time. Overall, I'm pretty excited with some of the characters I've played in the game. The speed of which things are moving at will absolutely get faster once you get better at MK1. It's one of those games. So I am happy to see that there's a lot of combo options. There's a lot of options to use meter. And then again, the Kameo thing is just going to open up things even more because, you know, they fill in the options of characters. Anyway, thank you dudes a ton for watching. That was a quick look at Scorpion and how he actually plays in the game because we really haven't seen much of it. Until next time, I appreciate any thumbs up on the video. We're going to have the MK1 story mode playthrough with all of us going on very soon. And then, yeah, jumping in for online matches and just see how the hell it goes. Until then, my name is Max, and I'll see you dudes next time.